This is the S25 Ultra from Samsung. Samsung, until a few years ago, was honestly the world's biggest innovator. They were the first to make curved displays mainstream. They were the first to take folding displays mainstream. They brought 10x zoom to their flagship phone, ultrasonic fingerprint scanners, variable aperture in camera. But most of these innovations are not available on the S25 Ultra. They've either been downgraded or completely removed. The S25 Ultra does not feel like the Ultra, and yet it is the most recommendable Ultra phone Samsung might have ever made. How? Let me explain in the next few minutes. If we start with something that we will see the most, the display remains pretty much unchanged from last year. But honestly, that display did not need any changing. It remains the best display on the market to this day. It is tuned to perfection, so no matter which phone you compare it with, the content you would want to watch always looks better on the S25 Ultra. Yes, the OnePlus 13 has bigger numbers in peak brightness, but overall tuning makes the S25 Ultra look brighter most of the time. The speakers to go with that content are also extremely loud and impressive. The best I've heard on a phone apart from iPhone 16 Pro Max. And under the sun, the screen is so bright you will never struggle to see what is on it. And in both cases, the display is massively helped by the anti-glare coating. So no matter what phone you put against it, the Samsung manages to look brighter because it resists glares and reflections much better than any other display can. And it makes enough of a difference that I felt it every day I used another phone apart from the S25 Ultra. So that display did not need any upgrades. And now coming to the part that your hands will feel the most. The design. The S25 Ultra let go of the sharp notebook-like corners of the S24 Ultra, which is great, but it also flattened and made the frame boxier, which made the entire phone slightly less comfortable to hold, even for my big palms and long fingers. The phone seems to be slimmer than before, yet feels thicker. The haptics remain the same as the S24 Ultra 2, and honestly, not nearly as good as maybe OnePlus 13, Pixel 9 Pro, or the iPhone. And all of them are much more comfortable to hold. And you already know this. S Pen is also downgraded. It does not support Bluetooth gestures anymore because it does not have Bluetooth or a battery. But at the same time, I won't lie, the phone looks good. The design still remains pretty consistent and easily recognizable, but at the same time, it also feels like a premium cutting-edge piece of hardware that is designed to feel so, and it does. A lot of people want that and prefer that. The titanium frame is solid, the matte glass back is super smooth, the bezels are the slimmest they have been on a smartphone, so the phone does look incredibly impressive. I have dropped the phone a couple of times, but it has remained unscathed. And the good thing is that even if it does break, I have come to find that repair costs with Samsung are significantly lower as per my research, which is obviously an advantage. And still, if you do not want the phone to break, which obviously most people do not want that, I have some excellent recommendation of cases from today's sponsor, MacBack. The Elite case from MacBack is honestly incredible. It does everything. The lip on the front is super thick for protecting the display, while the grip around the frame is slim. So the case does not feel bulky even while it offers heavy-duty protection. It has a finger loop so you can comfortably hold your big phone, and it has a kickstand for when you don't want to hold up your big phone. It has strong MagSafe magnets on the back, and if you want to add some color to the case, you have the option of switching out the buttons, side grip, finger loop in the color of your choosing. But if you want something simpler, you always have the option of the classic case, which offers all the protection, the MagSafe magnets, in a simpler, more understated design. And as a bonus, you can use the code Aurora15 as in ARORA15 at checkout for a 15% discount. Check them out from the link in the description. But the one thing that can't be fixed by putting on a case or be forgotten because the phone looks good is the battery life on this phone. This is the part where Samsung becoming a safe player rather than an innovator has led to the most suffering. Now, if you use your phone for texting, emails, WhatsApp, one or two pictures here and there, one or two videos here and there, you might just be fine. The phone will comfortably last you throughout the day and maybe half of the next day as well. And I did have these days, and during this time, the phone would last 24 to 30 hours on a single charge, which is great. But if you use your phone heavily, you click a lot of pictures, watch a lot of content, have a lot of social media to take care of, 13 hours on a single charge is what you will get. And the screen on time will never go beyond 7 hours at the most. Both of these cases had AOD on, Wi-Fi on, Bluetooth on. Comparing this to the OnePlus 13, that phone is a proper battery champ. This phone is far from being even a runner-up. And where it gets even worse is that there is no charger in the box, and if you have a charger, you need to make sure it's above 45 watts. It supports PPS to fast charge this phone from 0% to 100% in about 1 hour. Otherwise, it'll take 1.5 hours to charge this phone up. In a time where every phone seems to be getting bigger and bigger with their battery size, it is funny to see that the phone, which has an Ultra in the name, be this bad with battery life. And you know what else is funny to see? The Ultra phone not performing as well as what the other phones can do with the same chip, but without the Ultra in the name. The S25 Ultra comes with Snapdragon 8 Elite, the absolute top-notch processor of this year. Nothing comes close to what this processor can do. And yet for some reason, S25 Ultra would not perform as well as something like the OnePlus 13. It consistently scores less in benchmarks. This is also what you will see when it comes to gaming. The S25 Ultra starts dropping frame rate well before the OnePlus 13 does. At launch, I thought this will improve with time, but that hasn't been the case. And of course, if you do not care about gaming or benchmarks, this phone will be perfectly fine for you. You will never see anything but buttery smoothness throughout everything you do. Click multiple pictures, shoot multiple videos, edit either one of them, multitask like a madman if you want to, use AI till your heart's content. It will never fail you. But again, with the name, with everything that comes in the phone, this phone should be able to game better. It should be able to perform at the level of what the other phones can do with the same internals. And yet, it doesn't. It does surpass most of the phones in one aspect: the number of cameras. It has 4 cameras on the back and 1 on the front, and one thing I'm absolutely happy to say is that all of these cameras, for the most part, are very reliable. The key thing with all cameras that Samsung achieves is consistency. The processing makes photos from each lens look the same. All of them have excellent colors. These colors strike the right balance of looking good while maintaining a sense of reality, meaning that they're slightly boosted, slightly saturated, but still remain close to what your eyes see. This makes every shot look good, bright, and just pleasing to the eye. This works especially well when you click pictures of food. Everything looks particularly delicious. Same applies to contrast and dynamic range. The phone's like clicking dynamic pictures. The shadows feel deeper but without losing much on details, and the highlights look bright without being overblown. Every picture has the rich and dynamic look that most people will love. Then come the details, which all cameras here except one absolutely love. The way this camera loves processing details is satisfying to see. It is extremely sharp, gets meaty with details in every shot. Portraits are also so much fun to shoot with the 5x lens. Excellent details on the subject, skin tones that look really good, and background that is smartly processed. It is aggressive the closer you are to the subject, and gradual if you are far away. And one single lens that I left out is the 3x telephoto lens, because by today's standards, it is tiny. It is a 10 megapixel lens which measures 1 by 3.52 inches, which is embarrassingly small. And for comparison, OnePlus 13, which comes with a 3x periscope lens, that's 1 by 1.95 inches, which is massive compared to this lens. And the problem is that the smaller the lens is, less is the light that enters it. So as a result, even with plenty of light around, the 3x lens is the first to show over-sharpening, lack of details, noise, and colors that can be easily messed up, all because the phone has to process the image so much in order to make it look decent. And if we talk about reduced light with other sensors, 1x and ultrawide still are able to click usable shots, but the 5x lens, that gets worse. See, it's sharp with plenty of resolution, but it is still a 1 by 2.52 inch sensor, meaning less light enters it. So clicking shots at night can result in noise, lack of details, and processing that can't be relied on. Saying this is a shame because it exists in markets where Vivo X200 Pro and Xiaomi 15 Ultra are also sold. Their cameras not only surpass the S25 Ultra in the night, but just as easily in the day as well. Processing is significantly better, the sensor sizes are massive there, so naturally, all of the details in the shot look top-notch. In most conditions, they click better shots and they zoom better too. The majority of of the difference apart from the processing lies in how much better the hardware is on these phones when you compare it to the S25 Ultra. But if I'm being completely honest, this discussion remains limited to the rear cameras in case of pictures. Flipping to the selfies, they come out great in every condition. They're detailed with good colors and consistent processing, and similarly, videos are much better on the S25 Ultra. It actually comes a lot closer to the iPhone. The stabilization is exemplary, the details are sharp, dynamic range is so good, and the color shifting is barely there. And beyond that, lens switching is excellent too. Same for the videos from the front camera. It is good to a point where you can use these cameras to shoot your own reels. But here is where this phone takes things up a notch. The software. One UI 7 is the single biggest change that was brought to the S25 Ultra by Samsung. See, One UI 6 was good, but One UI 7 is an incredible overhaul of everything about the UI. All the icons changed, the notifications and quick settings changed, the animations got a much needed overhaul of smoothness and cohesiveness, lock screen got some improvements. The Now bar was added, which I think is a much better execution of Dynamic Island because you can reach it with your thumb. I'm still waiting for more apps to add the functionality to the Now bar, but until that happens, I can't really call it a success. I will still appreciate just how beautiful the music player looks when you expand it from the Now bar. The Now Brief is also a pretty cool feature, but you need to be entirely in the Samsung ecosystem to make more use of it for now. First of all, it will keep you well informed of your daily schedule, which is the simplest. If you happen to wear a Galaxy Watch, it will keep you informed about your energy score, how your sleep was last night. If you happen to have a flight and your boarding pass is added to the Samsung Wallet, Now Brief along with Now bar will keep you informed about the details of the gate of your flight in case the flight is seeing any delay, which definitely comes in handy. But I certainly hope to see some major improvements to the Now Brief because Samsung has talked so much about the AI integration into Now Brief. See, giving me details about my workout or how my energy score is or how was my sleep last night is great. But if it knows my schedule, if it knows my sleep score, why not give me suggestions to rearrange the schedule so that I can sleep early or take in a nap in the middle of the day so that my energy gets better, my energy score gets better. What I'm trying to say is AI's involvement should be helping me plan rather than just telling me, okay, this is what you planned, this is what your energy score is, this is what your sleep was last night. I know that. I can see that. Help me get better because you know that. If this ends up happening, this feature will be amazing. But let's stay on this AI train. Let's talk about Google Gemini. Yes, you get all of the Google Gemini smarts with this phone like all of the newer Android phones. Even though Samsung advertises that Google Gemini features are something that Samsung can do and S25 can do, but you can do that on most Android phones that have come out recently. You can give multiple commands relating to multiple apps to Google Gemini and it will do all of it. You can ask it to search for all the upcoming matches of your favorite football team and add them to your calendar and it'll do that. You can tell it about an upcoming trip with the days and ask it what to pack and it'll give you a list of things to pack, which you can also tell it to add to Google Keep as a checklist. But moving on to Samsung's own AI features, they are really good. All the AI edits on the Gallery app are incredible. I have not seen AI Eraser work this well in any phone. It is actually next to impossible to find out if I removed a big element from the background or not. Adding AI generated content to a picture that you're trying to fix the orientation of by tilting it is actually an incredible use of AI. But yes, if you want to be wacky, you can just sketch out different things in the background of the image and they will be added to the image. Like you can draw out a rough sketch of a cat and it will be added to the picture. But the simplest, basic and the most convenient use of AI on this phone is AI search in settings, which will be appreciated by so many people. Like if you feel that your screen is switching off way too fast, searching things like screen switching off too soon will take you to the right settings. If you think the phone's vibration is too low, search for vibration too low and it'll show you the right setting to change. It works very accurately and it actually simplifies navigating this entire settings app, which I know can be complicated for so many people. Beyond AI, Samsung's own apps and services are getting better and better. Samsung Wallet, for example. incredibly capable. Beyond boarding passes, you can make QR code based bank payments, add your cards for tap to pay, add the digital version of your IDs, and have all of this at quick access at all times. In India, I have not seen any other brand take these things seriously or add these services to their apps. Apple, for example, has still not added support for Apple Pay anywhere in India. It has been years since Apple Pay came out, and yet nothing. But anyway, moving on, the clock app. It has alarm groups which can be turned on or off at once. The calendar app understands natural language, so you can state the event, the time and the date, and it will all be saved as an event. I have not seen any other calendar app do this. You can even alter animations or the way elements look through Good Look, and you can make everything look as crazy as you want it to be. And all of this on top of the beautiful One UI 7 creates one of the most pleasant, rich and loaded software experiences you will ever come across. And this happens while the software is super stable. This is where Samsung has changed the most, focusing on software instead of hardware, building out excellence, reliability and utility in software with better first-party features, better AI features, better stability, smoothness in UI, and making sure all new features quirks are available for as many countries and languages as possible. And this cannot be said for most of the mainstream phones out there. Yes, there are certain imperfections with Samsung, like Samsung just not understanding the concept of corner radius or consistent design elements, but that is me nitpicking. One UI 6 was good, One UI 7 is a point of excellence. But software taking the priority has resulted in the hardware taking a backseat that is way too far back. The design could use some comfort. The S Pen could be innovated on rather than features being stripped away from it. The battery needs an increase in size because silicon carbon batteries are changing the concept of battery capacities as we speak. We are getting 6300 mAh batteries inside tiny phones. A phone this big could really use an upgrade. And yes, the cameras are reliable, but I certainly need to see that 3x lens being replaced because at this point I could call it decades old. And the fact that this is the conversation we're having about an Ultra phone does not make sense to me. This needs to be done better. So yes, excellent software, widely available app and service ecosystem, the most beautiful display on a phone, cameras reliable for both photos and videos, low repair costs. To make the S25 Ultra the most recommendable Ultra phone Samsung has ever made, it is also the least Ultra phone Samsung has ever made.